Can I share this live stream on Facebook?
I don't know. Can you?
Where's it live streaming to?
YouTube.
Ah, okay.
Because with Facebook you can't archive them, they just get lost. So YouTube, it all stays on there.
Ah.
I think that's the way of thinking too. Jamming needs TV.
Oh, and there I am.
Couldn't wait.
Lovely. So this is being live streamed.
If you just start, I'll check it with my computer.
Okay. Thank you everybody for coming this morning to practice the Medicine Buddha Puja and to generate merit for those beings that have requested prayers previously, for the benefit of all beings by the flourishing of Jamyang Buddhist Center Leeds, to repay the kindness to all our holy gurus, Geshe Tachi Sering, Kenzo Lobsang Tens Rimshe, Lama Zopa Rimshe, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all of the other great, amazing, precious gurus. And we practice to purify our own mind, to develop compassion and understanding and a wisdom that realizes the interconnectedness and the dependent arising of all phenomena, and that by developing the wisdom of compassion and dependent origination, we can develop the mind of bodhicitta, and the understanding of emptiness, and these two leading towards our enlightenment, and not just for our own sake, but to benefit all beings, to bring those precious mothers of our previous existences to full enlightenment. So we rejoice in the fact that we're able to practice here today. So may all beings be happy and have the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings achieve enlightenment quickly and rest in equanimity, free from anger, attachment, and ignorance. So if you're reciting from home, we use the Essential Buddhist Prayers, Volume 2, from the FPMT store. And we commence at page 99, The Wish-Fulfilling Jewel, composed by Panchen Losang Chokyi Gyaltsen. So imagine our environment melting away from ordinary appearances and the ground spreading out into infinite directions. It is made from the beautiful lapis lazuli. There are ponds, lotus flowers, wish-granting trees, beautiful offerings everywhere, beautiful mountains, trees, clouds, beautiful scenery, sandalwood fragrance rising. Samantrabhada's offerings everywhere. In the centre is a beautiful jewelled throne on lions, on which is a beautiful variegated lotus, on which sits Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, surrounded by the other medicine Buddhas, all our Gurus, Bodhisattvas, heroes and yoginis. Namo Guru Muna Indraya. The river of merely hearing your names makes even of each his hellfire as cool as a lotus pond. Protect us in degenerate times, seven Sagatas and the head of the Shakis, to your feet I bow. Distracted by activities of varying importance to benefit myself and those with faith in the life stories, these seven Buddhas for degenerate times, I'll condense the Ambrosia Sutra ritual to its molten essence. Nature incorporating the entire body, speech, mind, qualities and activities of all the Tathagatas of the 3 times and 10 directions, source of 84,000 collections of dharmas, Lord of all Arya Sangha, I seek refuge in the kind and glorious holy root and lineage Gurus. I seek refuge in the completely enlightened Lord Buddhas. I seek refuge in the holy Dharma. I seek refuge in the Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas with a host of retinue deities. I seek refuge in the glorious holy protectors, Dharma protector guardians endowed with the wisdom eye. Nature incorporating the entire body, speech, mind, qualities and activities of all the Tathagatas of the 3 times and 10 directions, source of 84,000 collections of Dharma, Lord of all Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the kind and glorious holy root and lineage Gurus. I seek refuge in completely enlightened Lord Buddhas. I seek refuge in the holy Dharma. I seek refuge in the Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas with a host of retinue deities. I seek refuge in the glorious holy protectors, Dharma protector guardians endowed with the wisdom eye. Nature incorporating the entire body, speech, mind, qualities and activities of all the Tathagatas of 3 times and 10 directions, source of 84,000 collections of dharmas, Lord of all Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the kind and glorious holy root and lineage Gurus. I seek refuge in the completely enlightened Lord Buddhas. I seek refuge in the holy Dharma, and I seek refuge in the Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas with a host of retinue deities. I seek refuge in the glorious holy protectors, Dharma protector guardians endowed with the wisdom eye. I go for refuge until I am enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. All sentient beings who, although self and all appearances are dharmadhatu by nature, have not realized it thus, I shall endow with happiness in the causes of happiness. I shall separate from suffering in the causes of suffering. I shall make inseparable from happiness without suffering, and I shall set in equanimity the cause of well-being, free from attachment, aversion, and partiality. All sentient beings who, although self and all appearances are dharmadhatu by nature, have not realized it thus, I shall endow with happiness in the causes of happiness. I shall separate from suffering in the causes of suffering. I shall make inseparable from happiness without suffering, and I shall set in equanimity the cause of well-being, free from attachment, aversion, and partiality. All sentient beings who, although self and all appearances are dharmadhatu by nature, have not realized it thus, I shall endow with happiness in the causes of happiness. I shall separate from suffering in the causes of suffering, and I shall make inseparable from happiness without suffering, and I shall set in equanimity the cause of well-being, free from attachment, aversion, and partiality. For the welfare of all other sentient beings, I need to attain complete Buddhahood. Therefore, I am going to engage in the stages of the path, such as prostrating, making offerings and heartfelt requests, entreating the holy minds to grant blessings. To the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas were the host of retinue deities. Through the power of the supreme truth of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas' blessings, the might of the two collections and purity of the Dharmadhatu, made its realms, beings and environments being reached by Sukhavati, with all desirable perfections of both samsara and nirvana. So bring to mind all of these beautiful offerings in every direction. Generated through all kind, positive actions of body, speech and mind of all beings, holy and ordinary. Merely labelled, empty of any inherent existence. Jewel ground adorned with trees and with ponds, whose bottoms are covered with gold, silver and pearl dust, flowers strewn and sandalwood fragrance rising, human and divine enjoyments, mantra-parties, offerings everywhere. There in the centre of a charming jewel palace, on lotus and lion thrones, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abide. May everywhere be filled with the ocean of clouds of offering which they enjoy, born through the force of mantra, samadhi and aspiration. By the power of the truth of the three jewels, of the blessings of all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, by the power of the great might of completed two collections and a completely pure and conceivable sphere of reality, may all these offerings become just so. By the power of the truth of the three rare sublime ones, the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the great wealth of the completed two collections and the sphere of phenomena being pure and inconceivable, may these piles of offerings arising through transformation by the Bodhisattvas, Aryas, Mantrabhadra, Manjushri and so forth, unimaginable and inexhaustible, equaling the sky, arise in the eyes of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, be received. Imagine all of these offerings being received by the Buddhas, our precious gurus. are so happy to be able to be with us, leading us towards enlightenment, granting us blessings, offering us support and advice along the path. Compassionate protectors in degenerate times, seven Sagatas, Buddha Shakyamuni, Holy Dharma, Bodhisattvas and Guardians, invited us to support and protect a refuge and to protect others and myself. May Guru, whose kindness is without equal, King of the holding in his hands their profound sutra, the direct and lineage gurus I prostrate, to the compassionate ones who liberate destitute beings, seven Shri Gabor, Vajrapani, Brahmani, Shwara, Maharaj and the Yakshas I prostrate. All downfalls and negativities, request and beseech and dedicate such virtuous deeds to the great enlightenment. Great Bhagavan Assembly, pray listen. Seven Sagatas, just as you promised, your previous prayers will be fulfilled during the final period of Shakyamuni's teachings. Pray show me actuality it is true. We visualize the medicine Buddhas on a crown, stacked one above the other. And as we recite the praises, each medicine Buddha dissolves down into the one below. To the Bhagavan, Dadagada Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Dadagada Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Dadagada Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Dadagada Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Dadagada Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Dadagada Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Dadagada Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now, and may all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Golden in colour with Muda of granting refuge, who accompanies glorious one of the Buddha field unconquered by others, to renowned glorious King of excellent science I prostrate. In flowers of major marks flourishing and pure, and one who sees, hears or thinks of you is glorified, to renowned glorious King of excellent science I prostrate. I make confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating and offering, may all sentient beings such as ourselves be freed from academics, criminals and spirits, have faculties fully complete, have the continuous suffering and negativities cut, not fall to lower realms, and experience the happiness of humans and gods. With hunger, thirst and poverty pacified, may they be well, without torment of bodies such as bindings and beatings, without harm of tigers, lions and snakes, and with conflict pacified, endowed with loving speech, endowed with loving mind and relieved from the fear of floods as well, may we pass to fearless bliss. And when we pass away from this life, may we born from a lotus in that Buddha field qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as renowned glorious King of excellent science, and cause them delight. glorious King of excellent signs, dissolves into light and melts down into the heart of Buddha, King of melodious sound. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Yellow in colour with Buddha of granting the supreme, who glorious one of the Buddha field endowed with jewels, I prostrate to the King of melodious sound. Well adorned with jewel moon and a lotus, wisdom endowed with a mind as deep as the ocean, I prostrate to the feet of the King of melodious sound. I make every collection I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and receive, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing, remembering, prostrating and offering, for all sentient beings such as ourselves, may the distracted flourish in the Dharma, have wealth and goods of humans and gods without torment and conception, be always born human. Never be separated from body chitta, increase in virtuous Dharma, purify obscurations and attain the happiness of humans and gods. May be freed from the separation from the spirit of guide, from dark ages, spirit, harm, death, enemies, from the dangers of isolated places. May we have enthusiasm for making offerings and performing ritual services. May lesser beings of samadhi, mindfulness, strength, and dharayani of non-forgetfulness and attain supreme wisdom, and may tormenting fires be cooled. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquest, such as the King of melodious sound, and constant delight. King of melodious sound dissolves into light and melts down into the heart of Buddha's stainless excellent gold. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewels who complete all vows, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewels who complete all vows, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who completes all vows, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who completes all vows, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who completes all vows, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who completes all vows, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who completes all vows, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Gold in colour like the river Sambhu, Dharma teaching Buddha, having a glorious one of the Buddha field, incense filled, I prostrate the stainless excellent gold. Paramattvam gold like the gold of the river Sambhu, body like the stainless golden stupa, I prostrate the stainless excellent gold. I make every I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating and offering, for all sentient beings such as ourselves may the short-lived gain longevity and a powerful wealth. May combatants come to have loving minds, may we not without training and fall to lower realms, be bound by our vows and never without bodhicitta. And when we pass away from this life, may we born from a lotus in the Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquest such as stainless excellent gold, and cause them delights. The stainless excellent gold dissolves down into the heart of Buddha Supreme Glory, free from sorrow. The Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. The Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Light red in colour with mood of meditative equipoise, who glorious one of the Buddha field without sorrow, I prostrate to supreme glory, free from sorrow. Pass beyond sorrow, attain to supreme bliss, Tetra beings of the sixth realm, to the glorified one, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate. I make every I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. To the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating and offering. For all sentient beings such as ourselves, may sorrow and alike gods be pacified and life be long and happy. May the conqueror's light increase bliss and joy in the hell. May we have brightness, beauty and wealth, unharmed by spirits. May we have love for each other, and may there be no disease. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of the conqueror, such as supreme glory, free from sorrow, and cause them delight. Buddha supreme glory, free from sorrow, dissolves into light and melts down into the heart of Buddha melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now, and may all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Pink in colour with mood of teaching the Dharma, glorious one of the Buddha field, victory banner of Dharma, I prostrate to melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma. Great sound of Dharma conquering adversaries, falsify being suffering without exception, I prostrate to melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma. I make every I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating and offering. For all sentient beings such as ourselves, may we always have perfect view and faith, hear the sound of Dharma and be rich by bodhicitta. For the sake of resources, may we give up negativities and may wealth increase. May we abide in love, have long lives and be content. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as the melodious notion of proclaimed Dharma, and cause them delight. Melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma dissolves into light and flows down into the heart of Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now, and may all my pure prayer succeed immediately. Coral colour with mood of granting the stream, who flows one of the Buddha-filled ocean of jewels, I prostrate to the King of clear knowing. Mind of profound Dharma wisdom difficult to fathom, sporting one who sees all noble objects directly, I prostrate to the King of clear knowing. I make every collection I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate all such virtues and needs to great enlightenment. With the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating and offering, for all sentient beings such as ourselves, may the distracted be free of malice and reaching goods. May those on evil paths to lower realms attain the 10 virtues, and may those controlled by others gain perfect independence. Will have the long life, hear the names, and be virtuous. And when we pass away from this life, we will be born from a lotus in that Buddha-filled qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as King of clear knowing, and cause them delight. For the King of clear knowing dissolves into light and melts into the heart of Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light. The Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. The Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Blue in colour, with mood of granting the supreme, who glorious one of the Buddha-filled Lapis Light, I prostrate to Medicine Guru, King of Doctors. Bhagavan with equal compassion for all, whose name spell of disease and of 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha Lapis Light. I make every blessing of I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing, remembering, prostrating and offering, may each and every sentient being such as ourselves all become like you, great, smart and signs. May the light dispelling darkness and enjoyment of wisdom and skillful means be inexhaustible. May those attracted mistaken and lesser paths enter the Mahayana paths and all be beautified by their vows. May they be free from pain caused by immorality, be complete in faculties and without disease and have abundant goods. May those disillusioned with the weakest conditions always have powerful faculties, and may we be free from malice, news and perverse viewpoints. May those tormented by kings gain bliss, and those who out of hunger supporting themselves with negativity, satisfied with food received in accordance with the Dharma. May hardships, appease and call be pacified, and all good wishes be fulfilled. Endowed with morality that pleases the Aryas may be liberated, and when we pass away from this life, may be born from a lotus in that Buddha-filled qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as Medicine Guru, King of Doctors, and cause them delight. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Aha, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, prostrate, offer and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sundry beings right now, and may all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Golden in colour with earth pressing mudra, who through became the glorious one of this, the fearless world system, I prostrate to supreme leader, head of the Shakyas. Born in the Shakya lineage out of skillful means and compassion, body majestic with the golden bamboo, I prostrate to the king of the Shakyas. I make every collection of I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Pray, bless us and all beings who lack a protector to receive here immediately without exception the benefits taught by the supreme teaching and the extensive suit ritual of medicine Buddha. Supreme lamp dispelling the darkness of ignorance, foremost giving sight to our jewel of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Supreme lamp dispelling the darkness of ignorance, sight of our jewel of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Supreme lamp dispelling the darkness of ignorance, sight of our jewel of Dharma, I prostrate, offer and go for refuge. Homage to the Mother of Victorious Ones, who totally destroys the dark seed of sufferings caused and uproots suffering completely. I make every collection of I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the blessings of the truth of the holy Jewel, may I in all henceforth in all our lives practice the Buddha's teachings in their entirety, exactly as the Buddha's intended. The conqueror's heart commitments were invoked by the 36,000 sons of Sagatas, including Manjushri, Kepjal and Vajrapani. Thus requested they proclaim the Sutra's benefits. Pray manifest all of them from here and now, and to the worldly protection of actions as well, promise to do before previous teachers to stop enemies, harmers and epidemics, pacify all conflicts and increase physical and mental bliss, increase wealth, power, property, crops and lifespan, accomplish each desired goals as we wish, and always protect us without break. So now we will recite 21 of the long Medicine Buddha mantra at the top of the page in the box, and then we'll recite the rest of the mala with the short Medicine Buddha mantra at the lower box of the page. And as we do so, we imagine that all beings are around us in the form of humans. And we recite for ourselves and on behalf of all beings. And as we recite, light rays of nectar flow from the heart of Medicine Buddha, striking all beings, purifying all illness and causes of illness, purifying negative karma, afflictions, obstacles, granting blessings so that our minds awaken with love and compassion, with the wisdom of emptiness or independent arising, that we achieve enlightenment quickly and that we have long lives to practice the Dharma in this and future lives, for the benefit of all beings. Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakti Guru Benjara Prabha Ramzaya Tathagataya Arahati Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bhakti Maha Bhakti Raja Samagati Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakanse Guru Benjura Prabha Rasaya Tathagataya Arahati Samyaktam Buddhaya Tayata Om Bhakanse Bhakanse Maha Bhakanse Bhakanse Rasa Samakati Suha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakanse Guru Benjura Prabha Rasaya Tathagataya Arahati Samyaktam Buddhaya Tayata Om Bhakanse Bhakanse Maha Bhakanse Bhakanse Rasa Samakati Suha Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakanse Guru Benjura Prabha Rasaya Tathagataya Arahati Samyaktam Buddhaya Tayata Om Bhakanse Bhakanse Maha Bhakanse Bhakanse Rasa Samakati Suha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bhakanse Guru Benjura Prabha Rasaya Tathagataya Arahati Samyaktam Buddhaya Tayata Om Bhakanse Bhakanse Maha Bhakanse Bhakanse Rasa Samakati Suha. Beings who receive blessings, all illness and causes of illness removed, love, compassion and wisdom growing in the hearts of all beings. Buddhas are happy and rejoice in our practice. And imagine in front of us the 8 medicine Buddhas, our precious gurus, teachers, the lineage from Buddha Shakyamuni down to our current gurus. all the heroes and yoginis of the 10 directions, bodhisattvas, dharma protectors and guardians, all holding in their hands this profound sutra of Medicine Buddha. Guru, whose kindness is without equal, King of the holding in their hands this profound sutra, to the direct and lineage gurus I prostrate, to the compassionate ones who liberate destitute beings, at the service of Manjushri, Kyabdol, Vajrapani, Brahman, Ishvara, the Maharajas and Yakshas I prostrate. I make every all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Whatever I have done, or caused to be done, that was unprepared or degenerated, or done with my deluded mind, please be patient with all of these. Whatever the beings of this degenerate age have done of lesser merit mixed with ignorant delusions that do not fulfill the Aryu's wishes, please be patient with these as well. Under the influence of miserliness, lacking in skill, having made bad offerings or faulty arrangements, O protect and endowed with great compassion, please be patient with these as well. Whatever was superfluous or left undone, generations in parts of the ritual or whatever was forgotten, please be patient with these as well. By remaining here together with this image for the sake of all my greaters, may you grant us long life without illness, power and supreme attainment. Om Sampratishtabhaji Soha. The host of Medicine Buddha deities pervading all directions around with spaceless perfection, some raining down multicolored lotuses, some singing songs requesting goodness, some acting to compromise and obstructors, and all bestowing on you supreme good fortune. Know this full well and be very joyful, and I shall voice sweet melody expressing auspiciousness. Supreme teacher of human and gods, grant the glory of good fortune and moon of flowers blossoming, to moon Indra, moon of expounders, I prostrate. Manjushri and great abbot Shantarakshi Tirthas and Detsa and Atisha, father and sons, second conqueror Luxandragra and so on, through the auspicious of all collective good qualities of the supreme root and lineage gurus, may all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon. May it accomplishing of the free motion of prayers invoking truth during the teachers' decline from protectorless beings who are untamed by the sunlight conquerors, through the auspicions of all collective good qualities of those seven Sagatas protected during degenerate times. May all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon. May it be arising well from the broad lotus light and the Lord of the able ones, exalting himself in the latter days as a Shakti's teaching, such that if he perform one gains the essence of immortality as ambrosia, through the auspicious of all collective good qualities of that king of the vast and profound Sutra Pitaka. May all negative degenerations be ended, and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May it be auspicious through the auspicious of all collective good qualities of those children of the lineage performing the Sutra ritual, by simply reciting the names of the kings and the doctors of all 10 directions, through the especially exalted prayers of the teachers Buddha and the Shaktis, Buddha and the Sagatas. May all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon. Accomplished through the compassion mantra of the Sagatas, through faith, samadhi, the words of truth, construction of jewels, abode of the three jewels beyond the three realms, through the auspiciousness of all collective good qualities, that supreme Buddha field equal to Sukhavati, may all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon. Due to the merits of these virtuous activities, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha, and lead all beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel body cheetahs not yet arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Manjushri too realize things as they are, I too dedicate all these merits in the best way, that I might follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best, and the victorious one thus gone the 3 times, so I may perform good works. Due to the merits accumulated over the 3 times by myself and all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas which are empty from their own side, may the eye which is empty from its own side achieve the state of enlightenment which is empty from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are empty from their own side to that state as quickly as possible by myself alone. Because of the merits of the 3 times created by me and all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas and other beings, may there be no wars, famines, disease, quarrelling, fighting or unhappy minds. May there be great prosperity and may everything needed be easily obtained. May all human beings in the world be guided by spiritual teachings and Dharma, and may everyone enjoy the happiness of Dharma. So, we turn to page 328 for the short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And recite this in Tibetan. Tupsu Janjin Jamgyong Gyewe Ten Zinkyong Bewe Gongzu Dopodze Choksom Kowe Lekmun Tujupa Taksok Tulje Gondu Japte Shu. Turn to page 323 for the prayer for the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, again recited in Tibetan. Gangwi Rawe Koe Jim Kam De Pain Dang De Wa Malu Jerwe Ne Chen Re Zig Wan Tenzing Yasui Shape Site Padu Thank you. We dedicate today's puja specifically for all of those beings who have requested prayers from our dedication list, those who have passed away to have a safe journey through the bardo, and that they may achieve a perfect human rebirth in their next life. For all those who are currently ill, may their illness be short, and may they experience full health as quickly as possible. May those who are experiencing difficulties and pain, may these be removed quickly, and may happiness be restored, and may they have long lives. To all our precious Gurus, to thank them for all their virtuous activities and for their patience, for their kindness in all their lifetimes. May we be forever in their presence. And for Jamyang Buddhist Center leads, and for the building a community project, may we receive all the funds needed, all the resources and support from students and the public, so that we may be able to continue offering teachings of the Buddha to all beings in Leeds and the surrounding areas. Not just this lifetime, but for future generations and future lifetimes. May we receive everything needed to build a permanent home in the heart of Leeds as quickly as possible. And may we fulfill Lama Zopa and Lama Yeshu's wisdom and their wishes for all beings to achieve enlightenment quickly. Thank you.
Can we just recite a bit of the Vajrayana Sutra just for Rinpoche's health and life?
We're now going to recite the exalted Mahayana Sutra of the Wisdom God Beyond, called the Vajrayana Vajrayakutta Sutra. And we're reciting this today for the long life of Lama-Zopa Rinpoche, to remove all obstacles and hindrances to his health and his long life. So Rinpoche, please stay with us for a long time. Please be patient with us. And thank you for showing us how to overcome difficulties and illness, and still to practice the Dharma perfectly, and to maintain a stainless reputation.
I just do 2 or 3 pages maybe.
So we're going to recite from page 5, 6 and 7 down to such as this being explained. I prostrate to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus I did hear at one time the Bhagavad was dwelling in Shrivasti, in the grove of Prince Jeta, the garden of Anachaprida, together with a great Sangha of bhikshus of 1,250 bhikshus and a great many Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. Then in the morning, having put on the lower and upper Dharma robes and carried the begging bowl, Bhagavan entered the great city of Shrivasti to request alms. Then, having won the great city of Shrivasti to request alms, the Bhagavan enjoyed the alms of food, of giving, performed activities of food. Since he was given up alms of later food, to wear the begging bowl and upper robes, he washed his feet, sat upon a prepared cushion, and having assumed a cross-legged posture, straightened the body upright and placed mindfulness in front. And then the bhikshus approached to the place where the Bhagavan was, and having received him, bowing their heads to the Bhagavan's feet, they commemorated 3 times and sat on one side. Also at the time, the Venerable Subhuti joined the very assembly, sat down. Then the Venerable Subhuti rose from the seat and placed the robes over one left shoulder. He sat with his right knee on the ground, bowed, joining the palms towards the Bhagavan, and said this to the Bhagavan. Bhagavan, the extent to which the Tathagata, perfectly enlightened Buddha, has benefited the Bodhisattva Mahasattva with greatest benefit. The extent to which the Tathagata has entrusted the Bodhisattvas Mahasattvas with highest entrustment, Bhagavan, is astonishing. Sugata, it is astonishing. Bhagavan, how should one who has correctly entered the Bodhisattva's vehicle abide? How practice, how control the mind? That was said, and the Bhagavan said to the Venerable Subhuti, Subhuti, well said, Subhuti, it is so, and it is so. The Tathagata has benefited the Bodhisattva Mahasattva with highest benefit. The Tathagata has entrusted the Bodhisattva Mahasattva with the highest entrustment. Subhuti, therefore, listen and properly attain to mind, and I will explain to you how one who has correctly entered the Bodhisattva's vehicle should abide, how practice, how control the mind. Having replied, Bhagavan said, Venerable Subhuti listened in accordance with the Bhagavan, and the Bhagavan said this, Subhuti, here, who completely entered the Bodhisattva's vehicle, should generate the mind of enlightenment, thinking this. As many as are included in the category of sentient being, born from egg, born from womb, born from heat, moisture, born miraculously, with form, without form, with discrimination, without discrimination, with discrimination, but without subtle discrimination. The realm of sentient beings, as many as are designated by reputation as sentient beings, all those that shall cause to pass beyond sorrow into the realm of nirvana without remainder of the aggregates. Although limitless sentient beings have thus been caused to pass beyond sorrow, no sentient being whatsoever has been caused to pass completely beyond sorrow. Why is that, Subhuti? Because of the Bodhisattva engaged in discrimination of sentient being. He is not to be called a Bodhisattva. Why is that, Subhuti? If anyone engages in discriminating a sentient being, or engages in discriminating a living being, or engages in discriminating a person who has not been called a Bodhisattva, further, Subhuti, a Bodhisattva gives a gift without abiding in a thing, gives a gift without abiding in any phenomena whatsoever. A gift should be given not abiding in visual form, nor should a gift not be given abiding in sound, smell, taste, tactility, or phenomena. Subhuti, without abiding in discrimination in everything else, as signs, thus does the Bodhisattva give a gift. Why is that, Subhuti? Because of the heap of merit of the Bodhisattva who gives a gift without abiding, Subhuti is not easy to take the measure of. Subhuti, what do you think of this? Do you think it is easy to take the measure of the space of the East? Subhuti replied, Bhagavan, it is not. The Bhagavan said, Subhuti, similarly, do not think it is easy to make the measure of space in the south, west, north, above, below, in intermediate directions and the 10 directions. Subhuti replied, Bhagavan, it is not so. The Bhagavan said, Subhuti, similarly, the heap of merit that the Bhagasattva who gives a gift without abiding is not easily to take the measure of. Subhuti, what do you think of this? Is one viewed Tathagata due to perfect marks? Subhuti replied, Bhagavan, it is not so. One is not viewed as a Tathagata due to the perfect marks. Why is that? Because itself with the Tathagata called perfect marks are not perfect marks. He replied thus, and the Bhagavan said this to the Venerable Subhuti. Subhuti, to the degree of which there are perfect marks, to that degree there is deception. To the degree that there are no perfect marks, to that degree there is no deception. Thus view the Tathagata as marks and no marks. He said that, and the Venerable Subhuti replied to the Bhagavan, Bhagavan, in the future period at the end of the 500, when the holy Dharma will totally perish, will any sentient beings produce correct discrimination upon the words of the sutra, such as is being explained. Now our merits be dedicated to the long life and happiness of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and also for the reincarnation of Lama Yeshe also. May they have long lives, be happy and content, be patient with our practice, and remain until samsara ends, and turn away of Dhamma for all sentient beings. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.